Shai Gilgeous-Alexander won the MVP. The 7th straight year an international player has won the MVP.
Crazy.
Over the people's champ, I'll call him, Anthony Edwards. But it looked like it was well-deserved after the whooping that OKC put on them the other night. Ant-Man versus SGA. A lot of people are trying to make a new face for the NBA. It seems like it's a mission because LeBron's 40, and it's amazing what we're seeing from LeBron at age 40, but Father Time is undefeated. So everybody wants to crown the next person. So do you think that the winner of the Western Conference Championship will be considered the face of the NBA moving forward?
When you say face, man, that bothers me.
Why does it bother you?
Because there's going to be more than one face of the NBA.
Well, not necessarily. That's generational.
And it's not just you. Like, it's talk shows everywhere. Like,
no, but I'm saying it's like Michael Jordan was the face of the NBA. Correct. There was a time where LeBron James was the face of the NBA. Rivalries come from that. Tom Brady was the face of the NFL. It's just a reality because the face means who is Coca-Cola going to want in all their commercials? Who do people who don't even know anything about the sport, who are they going to think about when they're thinking about that sport? Because you don't have to watch basketball to know who Michael Jordan is. Most people, if you just see his picture, they know who he is. So I think that's what they mean by the face.
Sure.
So whether you don't like it or not, the discussion is had because it's a thing.
I think it's a year-to-year thing right now.
Well, it is right now, but that's the thing. I guess everybody wants to play the game on who's fixing to take over. And I get your frustration. It's like, why do we want to crown somebody?
Crown them.
Instead of just letting it happen naturally and organically. Because Michael Jordan, he did come in the NBA with a lot of buzz because he had just won an Olympic championship in '84. To play in the Olympics going into your rookie year, the Olympics were in LA, so he was the star of the Olympics. So nobody's really came into the NBA before that with any type of buzz outside of Magic and Bird because of their rivalry. Even when Magic and Bird were in the NBA, games were on tape delay. Jordan's the one that made it primetime, like we were talking about a few weeks ago, how everybody had WGN, and I don't think it wasn't by accident. But to me, that's what the face of the NBA can do. WGN gets a nationwide cable deal because of Michael Jordan. It wasn't because of the Cubs.
No.
It wasn't because of the Cubs. And I just think that SGA, like, for what he's doing, I really do believe that if he was an American-born player, we would have already given it to him as far as endorsements go. But I do think that...
I mean, he's got AT&T, and he's got a few things.
He's on his way.
Ant's got Sprite.
And Ant, and everybody says that Ant said that he didn't want to be the face. I don't necessarily think that that's what he was really saying. He said, what? Isn't that what they got Wemby for? Right? And everybody just takes it as him saying that he doesn't want to be the face. But maybe it's because Ant wants to earn the right to be the face of the NBA and not be self-proclaimed. Because people call LeBron James a self-proclaimed king, and I don't get where people come with the self-proclaimed king. I just think it's just one of those jabs that people like to throw at LeBron just because there are a lot of LeBron haters out there.
I'm not a LeBron lover by any means, but he's the king.
Yeah.
And he's been the king since he was at St. Vincent St. Mary's, and he lived up to the hype, and he's done it in the eyes of a social media world that nobody else has had to deal with.
He's like real life Ed TV. Real life Ed TV. We've seen everything. And he's made a lot of money. Maybe he's paid to make a lot of stuff go away, but everybody be streaming live.
I still hate the Luka disrespect when you start talking about face of the league and next face of the league.
He's not in it, so he can't be in the conversation right now. If Luka
was in it last year and he wasn't in the conversation.
Man, I get it's Dallas Bias Club, but we got to talk about what's
he's
going on.
He's in LA now.
He's in LA, and they got knocked out the playoffs by Ant-Man, so he's not in the conversation right now.
So if you're asking me to pick between SGA and Ant-Man, I like Ant-Man.
Okay.
I like the swag. I like his style. I like his play. I like the posters. I like the threes. I don't like this SGA crying, flopping, need 20 free throws to score 30 points, winning the world MVP.
Sounds like that James Harden hate. That's just how you play the game, baby.
I mean,
it's like, to me, I appreciate him as a facilitator. To me,
he's a great player.
Yeah, he's a great player.
But he was a point and a half lower than Luka last year, with a lot less rebounds and a lot less assists, and went runaway MVP.
defensive statistics. He was top 3 in the NBA in steals. He's a two-way player. Being a two-way player, it does mean something to me. And I think for him to kind of carry that young ass team. That team is so young.
They are young.
He's the vet.
Yeah.
He's the vet at 26. And they've come a long way. Now, I do think that last year Luka did deserve some love, but I think that Luka misses a lot of games, and I think that that's one of the reasons why he doesn't get as many votes as he probably should.
Yeah.
But
I think SGA is a hell of a player. I think he's doing a great job. I think this Oklahoma City team is annoying because of how physical they are.
Yeah.
That's just coming from somebody that was a Mavs fan and, watched them play. But they're good.
Yeah.
And they're going to be good for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And guess what? They've got picks.
Yeah, the thing is y'all better get them before the second dude or the third dude has to get paid.
Wait till they cash in these picks.
Yeah, because I think their average age is 25, 24?
Put it this way, the Auburn Tigers were the number 1 team in basketball this season.
Yeah, they were older than
they were almost older than the Oklahoma City Thunder. But if I'm picking a face, it's Ant-Man. But I do respect SGA and what he's done and being the leader for this nasty Oklahoma City team.
Yeah, I just think that.
That being said, I'm pulling for the winner of the East.
I've been an SGA fan since he was at Kentucky. He's a guy that actually, whenever the Mavericks had that draft pick when they ended up drafting Luka, I liked Luka coming from Europe. I've always watched a lot of European basketball ever since I've had active internet. It's been a thing that I've been able to do. And Luka was a guy that I liked, but I didn't think that Luka would be what he is. And I honestly wanted the Mavericks to trade down with the Clippers because I believe they had 2 top 15 picks that year. And it was they used one on SGA, and I think they used the other one on, I can't remember the guard's name from Boston College. I wanted them to trade down, get SGA in that draft, and move forward with it because I just thought that SGA was. Now, I didn't think that either of these two guys would be the player they are. I didn't think that SGA and Luka would be battling for MVPs 5 years, 6 years later. But it's just been a guy that I've always rooted for. And I love my Mavericks. I love my home team. But it never supplants like my love for the actual game itself and the players that I see do it the right way at a young age before they become professionals. So I can't just throw that away because somebody plays for the Spurs. I can't throw that away because a football player plays for the Eagles. I just can't do it. It's never been a thing for me. I can't do it. So SGA, I'm going to root for him. And Ant-Man, we've seen the Timberwolves have great teams in our whole, like pretty much, let's just say from our teenage years till, the Kevin Garnett years to now. And they've never been to a finals before. So it'd be interesting to see them do it, but I think that as good as Ant-Man is, he doesn't make the players around him better like SGA does. And that's the one thing that I'm going to give SGA is he's a true combo guard. If SGA was 6'1", he'd be in the NBA playing point guard. If Ant-Man was 6'1", he'd be your high energy guy off the bench because he wouldn't have the length to do what he's currently doing right now. And
he'd be playing running back.
Yeah, he'd be a running back. He'd be a linebacker. He'd be doing something else. He'd be playing baseball. He says he can do it all. I believe him. There's just a lot of guys, whenever you see them play, it's like if this dude was 6'9" or if he was 5'9", he'd be out here doing it. And with SGA, that's what I see whenever I see him play basketball. And now, like I said again with Ant, the step that he's made this season, and I think a lot of that has to do with the way that he played with Dream Team last year, I think that he's made a huge step, but until he makes that step to be a facilitator and a playmaker for others, I don't think that I can put him in that same category quite yet. He just made that jump in three-point shooting, and he has made a jump as a facilitator. But to me, it even seems like during these playoffs right now, the way that Julius Randle was playing those first 2 rounds.
Dallas Buyers Club.
That's right. He could actually be like the point forward to where he kind of runs the show because Mike Conley can't really help them right now.
Mike Conley's my age.
Yeah, Mike Conley is your age. I just think that Ant has to do so much more, and I don't know if he's capable of being that guy like right now. Right now.
I just think this Oklahoma City team's built too well.
Yeah, they drafted well, and it's paying off. And they're not about this big 3 error where it's like we need to go and pay somebody a lot of money for what they did somewhere else. You don't pay for past success whenever you can bring it in yourself. And they've done so well as far as getting rid of their old expiring talent and turning into draft picks. So that's why they are where they are right now.
Yeah, that Paul George deal is going to be paying dividends for a long time.
People in L.A. be sick on that. They got to be sick. Maybe they just pretend like they got James Harden in that deal. They just lie to themselves.
Dallas Bias Club.